thank you guys for being here. This was like an honor to have you guys here too. It's like, people come in here and they ooh and ah about the space and like what we're doing, but like I'm more floored to be around other people and guys and gals that are doing something groundbreaking. And when I met John for the first time, when Danny first introduced us, I really connected on this whole like build something and be radically generous. Who cares if you're the biggest or the best, but like what is the mission, what is the why behind it? And I think about it as when you're at your kid's soccer game or you're at a cocktail party, it's like we assign these labels to ourselves of like, I'm the CEO of this, or I'm the president of that, or I'm an engineer or doctor. And like for me growing up, and I know Joy and Danny will resonate with this, like there's 3 paths as an Indian kid.
Doctor, lawyer,
yeah,
engineer.
4, doctor, lawyer, engineer, or you're a failure. And so like, we all went the 4th door. So I left a great job. I was in the television advertising industry for 5 years. It was a great culture, great job. I left there because I thought the grass was greener. I wanted to be down here. I was wearing a shirt and tie and suit to work every day in a high rise. My mom was proud of me. I was making good money, but I was miserable. Like the culture was terrible there. And a lot of what you see here is based on that being terrible. And so I wanted to create something that was totally different. And I would talk to my fiance at the time every day, and it was like a light switch. It was like up before the sun came up, and I was like ready to go. Like, what can I do? How can I have an impact or change the world and take over the world or whatever you want to call it? For me, like my parents came over to this country with $7 because the Indian government didn't want their professionals to leave, would not let you leave with a bunch of resources. So over here, it was like survival of the fittest. And that's why I fully believe in the American dream. Like it is very much alive, despite what you hear in the media and the news and social media and everywhere. It's alive. And we are blessed and fortunate to get to be here and do this. I just want to hear from you guys also, like what gets you out of bed. And it's fine. Like for a lot of people, it's just like paycheck or income.
That's D. I think it's kind of.
I
D is kind of
money at
paycheck.
nobody in this circle would say.
That's what my son says in my pocket.
Made it moment for me was like when my parents' prayers shifted from let him find a job to let his business grow. And like for me, that was like, man, like they see that I'm on the right path. So there's an element of you just are a little crazy and you just see something that needs to be fixed and you think you can fix it and that you can really change. So what gets you out of bed? What motivates you?
Oh, good Lord, I don't know if there's enough time for that. But I feel like, to what you said, it's like we all started or got our start into this is what good looks like. You have to hit X, Y, or Z before you can succeed. And I feel like we're all living the kind of antithesis of that, where it's like, I want to show my kids and others that you can be anyone, you can do anything, be true to who you are, that, everyone's gone through hurdles, whether it's they're a minority of some shape or form, it's being a working mom, especially. I feel like I've overcome more hurdles, or being a working woman, that I want to give opportunity to others and I don't have fun while doing it, but people and opportunities, what gets me up every day.
It can't be the Knicks for you, so like what gets you out?
It's Knicks. What gets me out of bed?
Yeah.
I mean, my dad's Israeli. My dad built his own business from scratch, and he also came to this country with nothing.
Yeah.
He has a deep military background from Israel, and he kind of raised me and my brother that way, which is basically, it's not your boss's fault, it's not your coach's fault, and it's not your teacher's fault.
Yeah.
Like he always kind of had this thing of like, don't blame, look inward, not outward.
Yeah.
Everything was look inward, not outward. You can change, things.
Yeah.
And a lot of delayed gratification.
Yeah.
Like he always was like, it's all about delayed gratification. Yeah. What you're doing now is going to pay off in the future. You just don't know. I had a career in finance and in real estate. I mean, I worked on a lot of really big deals. Like I'm talking about like $100 million, $150 million projects that I ran end to end in New York City, like trading real estate. And I just remember being like, I don't really care whether this trade goes through or not.
Yeah.
We could fucking close or not close, and my sleep is not changing. I really just don't care. Because a couple people are making money.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them. John's giving me the opportunity to make a really big impact.
Yeah.
The way I show up, the way I kind of coach my team, the way I
Yeah.
show up to these things
Yeah.
has results, like there's consequences to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which to me is like, I'm very grateful for that, because I'm like, man, I actually, the way I think this presentation should kind of go is going to change whether we win or not.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, that's, I mean, there's pressure, but it's all good pressure, because it's,
Yeah.
I actually have an impact on something.
Yeah.
So
Huge.
that gets me out of bed.
It's easy to get into a grind and forget why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But when you see the impact of what you're doing and you think about like, okay, if we can impact the lives of our clients and grow their business, they're going to impact the lives of their employees,
Yeah.
and their employees are
Yeah.
going to impact the lives of their family,
Yeah.
right? Like everything that we do actually does make a difference.
Yeah.
And then it changes the way that you think about it. And it doesn't become just this job that we're doing and we're just one part of it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, man, how do we help this company succeed
Yeah.
so that we can help our clients succeed? And
Yeah.
so, and we have to do that too. We have to reset all the time. Like
Yeah.
even just from a leadership standpoint, we have to remind ourselves again, like
Yeah.
it's easy to just be heads down.
Lindsay has changed our culture completely with the people that she's brought in, but also kind of her mindset of the type of people. And our sales, I've talked to you about,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we've kind of always tried to hit that point, and we're seeing a lot of momentum because of this guy.
Yeah.
And so
Awesome.
everyone in this team
Yeah.
is responsible for
Great.
it.
Yeah,
It's amazing how culture impacts sales, right? Like
Huge.
when we had an office upstairs that was a third of the space. I had this like really smart ops person come in, and he was like, "Get rid of your office, have everybody go remote, move everybody to contractor, like do this, and like squeeze
Killing the
everything."
company.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're the
And-
wrong person in ops.
It's like everything you're saying is the opposite.
But there's a certain element of culture, and so like the way that I've quantified it is my close ratio is 35%. That's what if I meet 10 clients, 10 prospects, like 3 to 4 of them will become Fortress clients. If I get them here, it goes to 85%.
Yeah, you quantified that,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
and so it's turned into incredible opportunities to have the right culture. And so for me, like if I look back at what I'm most proud of, it's culture and it's people. And like it's not dollars, it's not Kevin Hart, it's not Steph Curry, it's not Nike or Jordan or whatever.
Well, that's
It's-
pretty good.
Yeah, those are cool, but those are shiny objects,
Right.
And like for us, like culture and people.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
If you're only concerned about the negative side
Yeah.
of your success,
Yeah.
you can never celebrate your
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you need to celebrate your wins where
Yeah.
you can get them, because it's hard in our
Yeah.
business, in our industry.
Yeah.
And you
That's
know,
why, like, you extract the values from it, but not necessarily do exactly that,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is shame people for failing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but there's some message in there that is
Yeah.
actually helpful, which is continue to do better,
Yeah.
continue to improve.
Yeah.
It just can't be your everything, because then
Yeah.
you're just,
Yeah.
no matter how much success you have, you're never going to be happy.
It's never like too late to figure out what your blind spots are, figure out like where your brand can improve. And like, for me, if I was to think about my brand, this is an exercise I did this morning of like, what do I want to be known for? And I have like what I feel like I'm good at, and then I have my aspirational. My aspirational is like I want to be more diligent, disciplined, and focused, and more meticulous. And that's not really my wiring. And that's why I've been able to like hire amazing people to shore that up. Like Heather is focused and meticulous, and enjoys the get shit done, like put out fires and do all the above. But I think about my personal brand, and it's like optimism, servant leadership, like hard work. Like I will not be outworked. Like the Will Smith or the Mark Cuban. Like if a guy's on the treadmill next to you, like he's getting off first, and you're not quitting. And so I do want to leave that with you. Like think of like the 3 characteristics of like what's your personal brand about, and then what's the aspiration. Because for us, it's like what we realize in doing what we do is that your brand is never stagnant. It's always evolving. Your personality is evolving. Your skill set's evolving. You can always be leveled up. Like that should always be the goal.
Yeah, we always have this mentality too, like honesty is like the best thing that we can
Yeah,
do.
for sure.
Like when you present an issue that is happening within your company, it's not to be like you're complaining about it. It's something that can be taken positively
Yeah.
and say like, how can we make this better? How can we make Fortress better? By resolving this issue.
The best marriage advice I ever got was remember you're on the same team. Like, no matter like the highs, lows, ups, downs, butting heads on certain things, but ultimately you're on the same team and you're working towards a certain goal. And it's the same thing in business.
Yeah.
We're all on the same team.
We gotta run.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys go. This is
Yeah.
great.
Thank you
Andy,
so
Thank you
much.
guys. Anytime.